Words for Mercenaries. The box office. Does one live and die by the box office? What's so important about this axial economic tool? Well, say you make a movie on a budget of $5 million and can't even accrue $3 million in return. Things are looking frowny. You can't accrue $3 million and everything halts. The end. It's a good thing the movie was made with a skeleton crew. Can't pay the big boys. Now he must disband after this poor stuffed turkey breast marsala, this poor man's veal. It's not that great at all. What was our breaking even point? Are we happy with the creme we got off the top initially? Do we know $5 million sounds great until you factor in the element of surprise, actor salaries, employee salaries, production costs, distributional headaches, distribution fees, and so forth? Do we know why our turkey didn't work in the long term? It's a rather plaintive and mediocre finality on the tongues of those involved. It's simply not that great. What's great of it? If only in terms of pro-capitalism. Is there anything else besides pro-capitalism? $5 million wrung out, not even $3 million in return. By George, things aren't pro rata. How do we bridge the gap? If not for pro-capitalism, what other terms are there in this world of speedy indifference, speedy decay, and speeding endings? What happens if money talks and shit walks? What's the point anyway? A Hellraiser doll? A xenomorph toy? It's believed motivations and meanings vary. A Hellraiser doll and a xenomorph toy aren't that important to me, but why should I be that averse to them, unless I'm granted an indentured percentage on them? Give me the percentage on them, and my tune ever changes. That's if the movie is successful first. The percentage is what's important of the box office. Invaluable meanings and motivations aside, percentage points and gross points matter. Do net points matter? No. Complete counterfeit incentivization, meretricious monstrosity. The box office has a close friend, an extension, the home box office, and the union. Guaranteed percentages on the dollar and gross points are about time and continual interest, which is backed by transactional perpetuity in the real world. That's how you bake bread, your fluffy brioche bun. This is commerce. Can't do $40 million on your movie first shot out of the box? What's happening in the living room? Unless you can slam the box office every time with a movie such as the highly anticipated Logan, which was a quintuple commercial success over the weekend, you must rely on a good formula and that beautiful utility called time. Because getting rich quick has never been a true time-honored formula. Let's go with a strong box office goer. For example, Ridley Scott. Not to isolate the man and drolly perish other suitable examples. Assuming I'm not readily nuanced as a blood-sucking sycophant, somebody who hasn't recently watched Alien Covenant, the Scottish has a good formula. I doubt a fox tribesman is going to part the misty bushes with his dart gun and aim for my throat. The Scottish knows how to make movies, and, better still, he's involved in the business of making movies. The Scottish knows the box office is about percentage points, gross points, time, a lot of little things, finer points, and the benefit of continual public interest. So, think twice about hating your fan base. Ridley knows why he relies on them. Let's ride our time machine and set the dial for 1979. In 1979, the Scottish and those involved released Alien on a budget of $11 million. $11 million in the 70s? Let's see what we have to work with in the long term with the advent of the union. They only made $9 million the first weekend. Is the studio still our friend? Look at the percentage point, the gross point. Let's get back on the time machine and set the dial for 2004. In 2004, Alien grossed about $4 million, which means what? People still bought that movie with the percentage guarantee in place. Let's park the time machine. Let's look at Alien Covenant's budgetary brouhaha. $97 million and only $23 million accrued on the weekend. Less than Prometheus. $23 million is considered commercially viable, and just you wait. It's happening in the living room. It's happening on the shelf. It's not as though the Scottish made the two movies in his lifetime. This is how money really works, when making movies, without slamming the box office every time. So no, the box office, while an axial economic tool, isn't the only part of the whole, the equation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Words for Mercenaries.